in lesson 9.5, we're going to talk about solving quadratics using a quadratic formula. So one of the things you should write on your formula sheet again is the discriminant, and that's that formula there, b squared minus 4ac. So that discriminant will tell us the number of real solutions of a quadratic equation. For example, if the discriminant, after we substitute in for b, a, and c and do the math, if that number comes out to be negative, we have 0 real solutions, which means our parabola, our graph, is not touching the x-axis at all. It's above it, it's reflected and below it. It just does not cross, no matter how we do it, does not cross the x-axis. If we solve for the discriminant and it's equal to 0 exactly, we have one real solution, meaning it crosses the x-axis in one spot only. And then if it's anything greater than 0, then we have 2 real solutions, meaning it's going to intersect the x-axis in 2 distinct places. So let's just practice. State the value of the discriminant of 4x squared plus 5x equals negative 3. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that it's in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So the first thing I would want to do is I would want to rewrite this equation for x squared plus 5x. And what I want to do is I want to add 3 to both sides because I want to bring that 3 over. So plus 3 equals 0. So now that I have it in the ax squared plus bx plus c form, now I can apply the discriminant b squared minus 4ac. So then I substitute in my b is 5, so 5 squared. And I would put that number in parentheses always. You'll see why when you're dealing with a negative, but it's just a habit to put it in parentheses. That way you don't get confused. Minus 4 times a is 4 times c, which is 3. 5 squared is 25, minus 16 times 3 is 48. 25 minus 48 is negative 23. So negative 23 falls under the 0 x-intercepts, meaning because it's less than 0, it's a negative number, so then we would say no real solutions for that answer. So state the value of the discriminant. The value of the discriminant is negative 23. Then determine the number of real solutions of the equation. There are no real solutions for that equation. So that's all you're doing with the discriminant. So if you're asked to find the discriminant, it's that b squared minus 4ac. And then if it's negative, there's no solutions. If it's exactly equal to 0, 1 solution. And if it has greater than 0, then it's 2 solutions. So please be careful. When you get a value of 0, it doesn't mean that there's 0 solutions. The only time there are no solutions is when our discriminant is negative. So please be careful with that. All right, then there's another formula you need to write down on your formula sheet. It's called the quadratic formula. So sometimes some of our quadratics are hard to factor or aren't factorable no matter what we do, whether we complete the square or anything. So there is this quadratic formula here. So please write down quadratic formula, and then this is your quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Take notice that that's your discriminant, okay, because you can't take the square root of a negative number. That's why there was no solutions. 0, the square root of 0 is 0, so that's 1 solution because it's going to hit it at 0, and then over 2a, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and apply that here. First, I got to add 20 to both sides because I got to get it in that form. Ax squared plus bx or minus whatever plus 20 equals 0. So then from that, we know, I'm just going to write it down here so I don't forget. My a is equal to 1 because there is a 1 in front of that. My b is negative 12, so b equals negative 12, and my c is 20. All right, so I come over here, and I write my formula down. X equals negative b plus or minus the root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, what you honestly could do, ladies and gentlemen, first, so that you don't have to do this kind of twice, and then it also checks your answer. Before you start substituting into the quadratic formula, go ahead and apply the discriminant. So b squared, so this is why I said put that in parentheses because of the negative. So negative 12 squared minus 4 times a times c. So negative 12 squared, that's negative 12 times negative 12 is 144. If you don't put that in parentheses, you could get the wrong answer, so please put it in parentheses, especially the negatives. Minus 80. 144 minus 80 is 64. So 64 is positive, which means I should get 2 solutions. But now because you've already done all of this work, you don't need to do it twice. You know that your answer has to yield 2 solutions. So therefore, you found a discriminant. See this? Remember I said negative or b squared minus 4ac is the same as that. So why not put 64 in there? So when I come back up here, I can say x equals negative b. My b is also negative, so it's a negative, negative 12. The negative, for the first negative, the b is negative, plus or minus the square root of 64. I don't need to do the math again, I already did it. All over 2 times 1. Just makes it a little bit easier. You already did the work here, don't do it twice. So now I have x equals 12 plus or minus the square root of 64 is 8, all over 2. And then I have 2 solutions here because of the plus minus. So then I break this apart. I say, okay, x equals 12 plus 8 divided by 2, and x equals 12 minus 8 divided by 2. And then I just do my math. X equals 12 plus 8 is 20, divided by 2 is 10, and 12 minus 8 is 4, 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so x equals 2. There, my 2 real solutions. I checked my answer. I got 2 answers. I should have gotten 2 answers. So there you go. That's how you use the quadratic formula. Okay. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So again, sometimes they don't come out nice and neat like that. So let's see what happens here. All right, so first I'm going to write that my A is 3, my B is 5, and my C is negative 12. So remember, it's A, coefficient, B, coefficient, C, constant. All right, so I'm going to apply my discriminant. So b squared minus 4ac. 5 in parentheses squared minus 4 times a times c, which is negative. 25 plus, because a negative and a negative, 12 times 12 is 144. Because 4 times 3 is 12, times 12 is 144. Add them together, and I get 169. Which is positive, so I should end up with 2 real solutions, okay? Always write your formula down. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over, this is all over 2a, not just part of it, all of it. X equals negative b was 5, so negative 5 plus or minus the square root. We already did the discriminant, we got 169. All over 2 times 3. So x equals negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 169 is 13, all over 6. I'm running out of room here. So then I get x equals negative 5 plus 13 divided by 6, and x equals negative 5 minus 13 divided by 6. So then I get negative 5 plus 13 is 8. 8 divided by 6, I get 1.3 repeating. Round to the nearest tenth. X is approximately 1.3 because we rounded, we say approximate. Negative 5 minus 13 is negative 18. Negative 18 divided by 6 is negative 3. This one works out. X equals 3. And technically, because it said round to the nearest tenth, it should be 0.0. We should have that placeholder when they tell us to round. So that was all for that problem right there. Okie dokie. So in the next one, we would want to subtract 25 from both sides. 10x squared minus 5x minus 25 equals 0. A equals 10, B equals negative 5, C equals negative 25. B squared minus 4AC, the discriminant, so I get negative 5 parentheses squared minus 4 times 10 times negative 25. So then I get 25 plus 40 times 25, 1,000. So then I get 1,025. I should get two real solutions. So then I come over here to my formula, and I apply my formula. So then I get x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X equals a negative 5 because b was negative, so a negative plus or minus the discriminant, which we said was 1,025 all over 2 times a, which we said was 10. So x equals 5 plus or minus, let's see, is 1,025 a perfect square? It is not. Okay, so when it's not a perfect square, leave the root. So plus or minus root 1,025 all divided by 20. I still get two solutions, okay? So I break this down. I say, all right, x is equal to 5 plus root 1,025 over 20, and x equals 5 minus root 1,025 over 20. And then I just go ahead to my calculator and I type it in, 5 plus the square root of 1,025. I hit enter, and then I take that answer and I divide it by 20, and I get 1.8507. It said round to the nearest tenth. So x is approximately 1.9. And then I type in 5 minus second square root 1,025. Hit enter. I get an answer. Then I divide that answer by 20, and I get x is approximately negative 1.4. And then that's how we solve. So this last question, since I'm getting a little long here on the video, why don't you guys go ahead and check it, and I will give you the answer tomorrow in class.